I will tell you right now, as God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. And I will tell you right now, as God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. They're not going to stop. They're getting more and more and more radical. And we have to counter that. And what do we have to counter it with? We have to counter it with more action, more intense action.
Steve, you got to stop drinking before you hit the stage, bro. You spilling all the beans. You telling all the secrets. What you so scared of, Steve? Talking about his God is my witness. If you believed in God, you wouldn't have gave him nothing to witness like that. Not to the fact that you going to jail off in elections. Who else going to jail, Steve? That sound like an innocent man to you? Huh? Is what he sounding like he going to prison for principle or depravity? Which one you think it is? Is it the Rockland case? Is it something to do with those elections and the machines that Smart Elections had to file that lawsuit over? Is it something to do with, I don't know, what's really happening to those 1,200 migrants that disappeared out of Alligator Alcatraz? Does it maybe have something to do with the fact that the FBI just had to release a warning talking about not everybody posing as ICE is actually ICE? And this is from Kash Patel's FBI, so you know it's bad. What you going to jail for, Steve? So who gonna stand trial with you? Is it gonna be Elon? Maybe, I don't know, Stephen Miller? It's gonna be Big Don himself, Don DeCon? Who going to prison with you if the elections of 2026 and 28 don't turn out the way you want them to? Does that have anything to do with why you wanted to make sure that Trump got a third term? Is that it? What kind of intensity are you talking about turning up, Steve? How hard do you think these guys are gonna be fighting in order to not have the outcome that would send them to prison? Are we ready for that? Because if you could go to prison if the election don't turn out the way you want it to, could the Director of Homeland Security, could the real ICE agents and the fake ICE agents who can do what they do because you haven't assigned a penalty for impersonating an ICE agent also go to prison? Ladies and gentlemen, you've just heard a fascist afraid of the fall of his regime. What are we going to do about this? I know one thing. They're more afraid than we are. If you haven't noticed, these top Trump officials have moved out of their homes and now live on military bases because they are afraid of the people. And now with this election, they're more afraid than ever. If you think that November 2025 was a crazy time to be alive, November 2026 is going to be when it really hits the fan. Get your umbrellas. That's just my thoughts on it. Tell me what y'all think. I'm Theo E.J. Wilson. Like, follow, and share this message out, because we got a conversation to have as a country. Peace.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you are all doing good wherever you are. So today's story is shaking up the political world and sparking major conversations across the Black American community. Steve Bannon, a longtime Republican strategist and close ally of Donald Trump, has made a bold and controversial statement. He warned that if Republicans lose the 2028 elections, quote, most of them will go to jail. You know, guys, that message and the Republican response that followed has set off a wave of strong reactions across social media, news outlets, and community leaders nationwide. So guys, I'm just going to roll the clips, then I'll be coming back with more commentaries. Stay tuned.
Down below, what do you guys?
They're not.
You know damn well that was a confession, because he didn't even say we might or maybe. He said if they win, we are going to jail, myself included. If that isn't a confession, I don't know what is. But Steve Bannon, if y'all were following democracy the right way, you wouldn't have to be worried about going to jail, because last time I checked, when all of the previous presidents and their regimen left office, they weren't worried about being arrested. But maybe when you're doing all this illegal shit, blocking orders, ignoring judges and all of that shit, there might be some illegal stuff going on. And the thing that bothers me the most about our Constitution or how our court systems are ran, it's like people are openly defying the law. They're not being held accountable or arrested or anything for it. So it's like, sure, if that down the line these people get arrested, but it's like when you commit the crime or that heinous act, you should be arrested and tried right then. It shouldn't be years down the line. But yeah, MAGA is shaking in their boots if they're saying shit like this.
Jail? What do you mean you're going to jail? Is there something you want to tell us? Is there something you want to share with the class? Yeah, what you mean jail? You know, only people who say that are people who commit crimes. You're giving very much rat. Hey, Proud Boys, Triple K, I don't know if you guys realize this, but you got to snitch amongst your mist. Because people who talk like that is people who are federal as hell. What crimes did you commit? Did it happen to have something to do with an island and a couple rich people and some kids? I don't know. Since you opened your big mouth and you wanted to put this information out here voluntarily that you go into jail, why is that? Could that be the reason? Comment down below. What do you got?
You know, I've often said that the GOP doesn't give a fuck about anybody other than rich white men. And all of the poor people that prop this fucking party up are some of the dumbest motherfuckers on earth. But I don't talk enough about the Coonesians that believe this shit too. I don't. Since the rise of Trump, literally since the rise of Donald Trump, the GOP, the base of the GOP, has felt free to literally show every negative thing about them and their party. Literally. If you think I am making any of this up, look, go on X, gonna give it to you in the Twitter, and look at the abuse Vivek Ramaswamy is getting and Dinesh D'Souza is getting. Okay? Kash Patel got some of this shit too. There was a holiday that had just passed called Diwali. I believe that's what it's called, Diwali. Kash Patel celebrated Diwali. Dinesh D'Souza celebrated Diwali. Vivek Ramaswamy celebrated Diwali. And the comments in their post shows exactly why these people are Coonesians, and it shows exactly why I don't respect them. Because Dinesh D'Souza called Barack Obama ghetto, but now he's warning that non-white minorities might leave the GOP because of the racism. Hey, home, you helped to build that. You did. Wasn't me, it was you. Dinesh D'Souza made the fertile soil that is now biting him square in his ass. He created this problem. Please remember, Vivek and Dinesh and Kash Patel and all other Indian Americans who subscribe to the GOP mindset, you set the table for the abuse you're getting right now. You did. Y'all thought if you played down or disrespected black people enough, these motherfuckers would love you, and they don't. They don't like you. One of the posts on Vivek Ramaswamy's, he did a Halloween picture. His two kids dressed up. One of the fucking comments on his post said this: go back. They told him, go back to where you came from. You are making my white country dirtier. Now, mind you, Tucker Carlson used to say that. Tucker Carlson used to say exactly that. He did. Tucker Carlson is the one that put that bullshit out into the ether. Immigrants are making America dirtier. And now, that is literally being said to a former Republican candidate for president of the United States. Vivek is an interesting fucking story. He's interesting in all the wrong ways. He is interesting in all the wrong ways. This is a man who ran for president, talked about affirmative action is bad, the racism in America is not real, bootstraps and all that good shit. Ann Coulter told this man to his motherfucking face on his own show that she agreed with a lot of what he said, but she wouldn't have voted for him because he's an Indian. You ain't got to tell me but one motherfucking time and I'm out. Conservative values or no, I'm getting the fuck out of your party. If Ann Coulter can stay, I gotta go. If Tucker Carlson can stay, I gotta go. I would not join a bowling league that allowed Tucker Carlson or Ann Coulter in it. I'd be in it, I'd see them, and I'd get the fuck out of it. I'm going home. But that is the route of the Coonesian. That is the route of the Coonesian. You see, they have to take that abuse. They think it makes them more palatable to the people they're trying to reach out to. Y'all seen it on TikTok? I don't even have to lie. When Jeff Mead talks, look at his comment section. Jeff Mead will say some bullshit about black folks. His whole comment section will be filled with white people. Tell them, brother, people need to hear it. They say it in the comment section. But I guarantee you, Jeff Mead would get cussed the fuck out. He would be called every racial thing possible. Andre Williams is another one. Andre literally is out here like just tap dancing. That motherfucker is tap dancing for food at this point. And what did he get for it? Nothing. Nobody bailed his ass out of jail when he got his motherfucking pants pressed and folded while he was still wearing them. Nobody. The Hodge twins. The fucking Hodge twins. These motherfuckers are so anti-black, it's not even funny. And yet when they asked, can they move into this all-white shit in where the fuck ever it was, Arkansas, I think, whatever, the man in charge said no. So what'd you do all that for? What the fuck did you do all that for? What was the purpose of all that? Why'd you do it? Acceptance. These people, all of them, every Coonesian you can think of, gay, trans, fucking Latino, whatever, they're looking for acceptance from a group of people who are the descendants of motherfuckers that gave these people the idea that you're less than them. Why the fuck would you want to be accepted by these people? No. That's why they don't like us. If you're a trans woman that fights against transphobia and you see a trans woman voting for Donald Trump and shit, you have nothing for that motherfucker. They are not like you. And you will tell them, nigga, well, why the fuck you gotta say that about me? Because it's true. It's fucking true. Look at Nikki Haley. She can never run as Nimarata Haley. Never. She has to literally shorten her fucking name and Americanize it to be accepted by a party that don't like her because she's a woman and they don't like her because she's of Pacific Islander descent. They are not liking you. Dinesh D'Souza's out here sounding alarms about GOP racism. Bro, you made it this way. You did. You disrespected the first black president of the United States for the appeasement of people who are now in your fucking comment section, in your goddamn pictures and shit like that, calling you every racial stereotype about Indian people. You had no, you over here sounding an alarm, but when it was Barack Obama and black folks, you talked about our IQ being lower and Barack Obama being ghetto, but they're sitting there telling you, take your ass back to India. How does that make you feel? Vivek Ramaswamy talking about racism is not this and this, that, and the third. Now they are talking shit about you in your comment section, about you and your children. A guy said your children are dressed up like his nightmare. H-1B visa people. How much is your soul worth, ladies and gentlemen? How much? Are you giving it away for free? Because y'all have to see the hypocrisy in this shit. They tell you, shit on the blacks. You shit on the blacks. But then they shit on you. And who's your allies? Who? Who in the fuck is your allies? Because you pissed us off. We're not coming in to save you. Any Coonesian, whether they black, Latino, gay, fucking trans, or an Indian, they keep asking us to come fight their battles. No, bitch, you made this. Like Sirizawa said, let them fight. Let them fight.
So guys, as you continue watching, you know, this is just a powerful message because Republicans just sent this powerful message that has the entire Black American community talking and reacting after Steve Bannon's shocking comments predicting that most of them will go to jail if Republicans lost the 2028 elections. Political tensions are rising fast. So guys, in this video we are breaking down what Steve Bannon said, why it sparked such a huge reaction, and what this means for the future of American politics heading into 2028. Do you think Bannon's warning is real political strategy or fear tactics? Drop your thoughts in the comments, guys. Let's watch these remaining clips, then I'll be coming back with more commentaries. Subscribe for more daily updates on US politics, news and cultural reactions, and also don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss the next major political moment. Let's get into the remaining clip. I'll be back.
Hey, look, did y'all see those videos of Mike Johnson and Steve Bannon? Steve Bannon basically said, if we lose, we going to jail. Mike Johnson basically was saying the same stuff. Like, look, if y'all don't do, if we lose this is going to be bad for everybody involved. See, they knew the whole time. That's what we've been saying. None of this that they have done since that man has been in office the first or the second time was by happenstance. All these years, the Mitch McConnells and people like him needed a scapegoat to really drive into the areas that they wanted to drive into. See, they needed and Donald Trump was their scapegoat. See, that man was able to do and say the things that they didn't have the courage to say. He said, yeah, I say it, I do it. They know me, I do it. And he did it. See, so all of the things this first and second term that they have done and are doing is, they know it's criminal. They know it's unethical. They know. Nothing happened. Nothing is happening. Just, oh, we didn't realize. No, they knew. They tried to do it. They're weaponizing everything. Now they're weaponizing hunger. Like, all of this is real. All of this they have done. And all of you, a lot of y'all supported the mess. You know why? Because y'all hated everybody else and thought that everything would catch us and catch people of color and black people before it caught y'all. But y'all didn't realize that all of it is a double-edged sword. Because injustice anywhere is always a threat to justice everywhere. If you allow something to go wrong or with one person or one group, don't worry, it's coming down your street sooner or later in one form or another. And y'all allowed it because y'all wanted it. Y'all wanted somebody who spoke and thought the things that you all have been thinking and speaking for years in private. And that man was him. See, so yeah, now that Mike Johnson and Steve Bannon, all of them are speaking up and saying the parts out loud, the quiet parts out loud, don't be surprised. Because again, I say, they knew, they know. And it's up to this country to now stop it.
Oh yeah, guys, we have come to the conclusion of this video, and let's start with some context. Steve Bannon has always been known for his fiery rhetoric, but this time his warning went beyond normal political talk. According to his comments, he believes that the justice system is being weaponized, in that conservatives could face legal consequences if Democrats take power again in 2028. Republican leaders quickly echoed that message, framing it as a warning about what they see as growing political persecution. But for many Americans, especially within the black community, the comments raised serious questions about accountability, justice, and double standards in American politics. So we got a lot of reaction from the black community, and the response from the black American community has been both powerful and divided. Some voices online criticized Bannon's statement, calling it a form of fear-mongering, a way to energize Republican voters by painting themselves as victims of the system. Others pointed out the irony, given how discussions about criminal justice and incarcerations have historically impacted black Americans the most. On platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok, creators and political commentators spoke out, saying that Bannon's comments showed a double standard, that some conservatives only care about justice reform when they feel threatened. And at the same time, there are also conservative black voices who say Bannon's warning shouldn't be dismissed. They argue that political bias in law enforcement is a real concern, and that the country is heading towards a dangerous level of division and retribution politics. So for Republican strategists, Bannon's remarks seem to serve a purpose: to rally the base, unify conservatives, and prepare for what is shaping up to be one of the most intense election cycles in recent history. And party officials have already started using similar language, calling the 2028 election a fight for survival. Some are doubling down, while others in the party are quietly distancing themselves, worried that this kind of talk could alienate moderate voters or energize the opposition. This moment is not just about one comment, it's about a broader narrative that's taking shape. The question is not only what will happen if one party wins or loses, but how both sides view the stakes of the system itself. Many analysts warn that framing elections as a matter of freedom versus imprisonment could deepen mistrust in democracy and increase polarization nationwide. But others say this is exactly what politics has become, a high-stakes battle where every outcome feels existential. So, what do you think, guys? Was Steve Bannon speaking truth about political targeting, or was this just another example of dangerous political rhetoric? And how should the Black American community and the nation at large respond to this kind of message heading into 2028? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. And if you found this breakdown informative, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next big story shaping United States politics. Of course, all credit belongs to the original creators of this video. This video is meant for educational purposes and commentary purposes as well. Be blessed and have a nice time. Peace be with you. All credit belongs to the original creators of the video.